the objections that we would get, or good questions about social, is not everyone's on social. And that's a great question. Not everyone does research. Okay, so we have this sort of like fallacy of accuracy with traditional research, because oh, well, we've sampled people from this thing. You've sampled people who take part in research. Lots of people don't take part in research. And we know research gets it wrong because of polling results. We know this. Okay, so let's not pretend that we're living in a perfect, accurate world. And I know that Twitter and you can't get the demographic data on it, but you don't need to. You've got other tools for being precise. This is a tool for exploration and discovery. This is a way of saying, I don't know everything about the world, so this is the way that I'm going to help myself understand it better. It's a way of casting a broad net over the world and going, all right, I'm open to discovering what I didn't think I knew, or being challenged about what I knew, or just the perceptions. And some of that stuff can be incredibly subtle, and it can be pacing, and it can be just, we think this, but actually the emotion around it is slightly different. And so then if you think about emotions as a really important way of communicating, then this is super important. And you see some people who are, like what we're seeing at the moment with the end of lockdown, and just the different voices that are out there. It's like, you might think, right, it's really binary. It's either, yeah, everything's brilliant, or everything's going to be rubbish. And actually it's much more of a scale between being pulled by your excitement about getting back into the world, being pushed out by that excitement, or being pulled back by your own sense of anxiety. And everyone's on that scale somewhere. So when you start going into these conversations and you start seeing patterns, and the way that we do it is, when you read things, you start to see, oh, someone said that. And you read something else, says, oh, someone said that, but it's slightly different to that, and it builds on that. And do that hundreds and thousands of times, and you start to see the patterns in life, and you start to see new things. And then you start layering on and just getting more knowledgeable about the patterns that you're seeing. And then you build that into personas and vignettes and stories about what's happening. And then all of a sudden you go, actually, that thing that felt simple, then I got a lot of complicated data, now it's then simple again, but in a different way. Because now I know there are 6 people that I need to talk to rather than 2. And I know they're different. And I know I need to talk to this person in that way. And as a brand, you're not going to talk to everyone. And you might say, actually, it's this audience, it's the pandemic PAMs that I really want to get to. The people who have actually adapted really well to life in pandemic and don't want to go back. That's my audience. And how do I talk to them? Well, I talk to them about this, because I know that this is what's important to them. And I help them protect that. And that's where you're seeing niche audience needs targeting. But we're not that niche, because there are millions of people in the world, and 6 kind of prototypes about how we're feeling about lockdown. So you're able to scale your marketing, but it's not one message fits everyone. It's a selection of messages. And instead of just having this broadcast, we're going to just do everything to everyone, social then and digital media enables you to just target people much more specifically on what their interests are. So you can be where people want to be.